Gary, you have a private?
I have a private service.
Well, I know about that.
Well, I have to share it with people online.
Yeah, but there's only one person on there.
Oh, really?
It's a real private service.
I expect the best.
Yeah. Oh, well, this is amplified. Remember? Because the mic is here.
Wow.
You want to start?
Yeah, we can start. Ready?
All right. Well, we are. Any of you are watching online on the live stream, Shabbat Shalom. We have a very wonderful and intimate group here. This is in the Boardsgate Auditorium. We wish you Shabbat Shalom. And we're going to begin the service on page 13. We thank Tess and Lisa for being here to play music with our Chazan. Thank Gary for being here. And let's do it. Shalom Aleichem, page 13.
Shalom
We're going to continue with Orzarua
on page 17.
Join with us as we turn ahead to page 19 and continue with the last three lines of Psalm 99. Rome removed. Exalt you, O God. We continue with Psalm 29 on page 20. I invite you, if you are interested in the customs of the tradition, to stand. If you're in the customs of just relaxing because of Shabbat, remain seated. Whatever works for you, page 20, please more than that. Please be seated. We now will turn to page 21 as we sing Lecha Dodi, the first, second, and last verses on the page, and then we'll turn to the final verse on page 22 at the bottom as we rise and welcome the Shekhinah. Page 21, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi לקראת קרבה, בני שבת נקרבה. Lecha Dodi לקראת קרבה, בני שבת נקרבה. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi לקראת קרבה, בני שבת השמיענו אל עמך, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, ושם תפארת לך אלוהים, לך לקראתך, ונשענך בך, לך לקראתך, ונשענך בך, לקראת שבת לכבודך, כי מקור הגרך בראש נפרד נשואה, שמעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך אדוני, לך אדוני לקראתך, בני שבתך בך, לך אדוני לקראתך, בני שבתך בך. התעוררי, כי בעורף קומי אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כאדוני עלי תקרא. לך אדוני, לך אדוני לקראתך, בני שבתך בך, לך אדוני לקראתך, בני שבתך בך. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובבשורה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלקי לך אדוני, לך אדוני לקראתך, בני שבתך בך, לך אדוני לקראתך, בני שבתך בך.
Please be seated. We thank you all for coming out in the rain to make sure we have a minyan here tonight. We're going to continue now on page 23 of our Siddur, Mizmor Shir for Yom HaShabbat. We will sing a song for this Sabbath day.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, בימותיך בלילות. צדיק כתמר יפרח, כארז בלבנון יסגר. שומעים אדוני, בחסרות אלוהינו יברכו. כל ילוד בצבא, דשנים ורעננים יהיו, להגיע ישר אדוני, צורי ולא
We want to invite any of you who might be in the process of mourning or observing the yard cycle on the Zoom or the live stream and here in the room to please rise and join with me as we conclude Kabbalah Shabbat on page 24 of your prayer book with Kaddish Yitgadal, Yitgadash, Shemera. V'yamad Yivrach Yirutei V'yamlich Malchutei. V'chayechon v'yamechon. V'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. V'agala uvizman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mevorach Leolam Omei Almaya. Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh. V'yitadar V'yitalev V'yithalal Shemei D'Kudashah Barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata. Damiran b'yalma v'yimru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru.
Amen.
We'll take a brief pause in the service and just invite those who are here, since we are small in number in the room, to introduce themselves. Lisa, you want to start and we'll come this way?
Sure. Hi, I'm Lisa. It's nice to be here today.
I'm Jacob Agar. Good to see all of you.
I'm Tess Zakreski.
David Glanzberg-Krainin. And if anyone wants to share like a nice thing in their week, they can do so. I will share as that my daughter and future son-in-law have arrived, and they are staying with us in Philly till their wedding 2 weeks from Sunday. So we're very excited. Gar. All right. Well, that's looking on the bright side. That's a very good quality. And those of you who are watching on the Zoom, we're thrilled that you're with us and welcome. So I am being a little more cautious with my mask just because I'm trying to make sure I stay negative in terms of COVID until big day for our family. So, look, there's a lot of crazy things happening in the world right now. We're in the middle of a war. Pandemic's coming back a little bit here. We have leaks of a major Supreme Court decision that's causing extraordinary, as if we didn't have enough partisan division as it is. We can have some more. I have some things I may be saying in terms of how does Jewish tradition view this issue of abortion. So I may talk about that tomorrow as a little bit at services. So there's craziness in the world around us. If you follow a stock market, you can find it go up one day and go down a lot the next. So that's the world around us, but here it's Shabbat. And not only is it Shabbat, but it is the heart of the Torah. We are smack dab in the middle of the Torah, right in the middle of the book of Leviticus. And what do we read? Kedoshim tihiyu ki kadosh ani Adonai Elohechem. You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Chapter 19, those are the words that begin the Torah. And I will just say briefly, what are the first two mitzvot that the Torah tells us to do after we are told that we should be holy? Anyone know? Anyone want to guess? They come right after each other. We're supposed to be holy. What are the first two mitzvot that come? Any guesses? Or maybe you read the parashah. You want to throw out a guess? Wear hats. Nope. But great, I love that. One of the 13 commandments, wear a hat. So the first commandment is, Ish imo v'aviv tira'u. So you shall honor and revere your parents. That's number one. And the next one, Ve'et shabtotai tishmoru. And my Sabbaths you will keep. So it's an interesting question. We just are told we're supposed to be holy, and we're told to honor our parents and to honor the Sabbath. Why might those two things be the things that would be the first on the order of perhaps priority to be a holy people? So there's a rabbi named Moses Schreiber who is known as the Khatam Sofer, and I'll give you his answer, which I really like a lot. So the first commandment to honor our parents, it's about origins, right? It's about remembering those, even if they did not physically give birth to us. Maybe we were raised by parents, or our parents brought us into this world. And no matter what our relationships may be like, we are not commanded to love our parents. It's interesting. We are commanded to honor our parents. And sometimes there are complicated relationships between parents and children. Sometimes it may be hard to love a parent, but it's always possible to honor a parent, even if love is a little bit harder. So that idea of thinking about our own origins and thinking to the fact that we have this obligation to honor our parents is about remembering our past. But the Khatam Sofer says that in contrast, observing Shabbat is the very opposite. Why? Because Shabbat is supposed to be a precursor to the world to come. It's supposed to be a time in which there is peace, where there are only the most important things that matter in life are the things that we focus on: love, community, God. That's what Shabbat is a taste of a world in which there isn't conflict, like I mentioned at the beginning, of all the things that are roiling the world at the moment. Shabbat's a foretaste of a redeemed world. And so the idea of observing Shabbat is to help give us a taste of what redemption might come to feel like. So in this way, the idea of looking backwards to the origins of our own being and honoring our parents, and looking forward to a taste of redemption and a world to come, are the polar opposites that both honoring our parents and keeping Shabbat mean. And in that way, we're reminded that it's not only the past and the future, but our lives that unfold in between that allow us to be people who are holy. So when we are reminded of that injunction, we look both to honor where we've come from and to create a world in which we are moving towards a time in which the peace of Shabbat will be the peace of the world as we know it. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
If you're able to rise, please do so. The Chazan will lead us as we now turn face east, the Aron, and continue on page 28 with the Baruch Hu. Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Vahem.
Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Vahem.
We invite you to be seated and continue now on our own, page 28, Ma'ariv Arabi.
Baruch Adonai Asher Yivarim Devarim B'chok Makbotei She'arim. B'yom v'layla golel horim dechoshech v'choshech. ומעביר יום ולילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אלך חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים.
Join with us as we sing Ahavat Olam, page 29.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל, המקפת תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו למדתם. על כן אדוני אלוהינו, בשוכבנו ובקומנו, לשיח בחוקיך, ולשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ויורך ימינו ויורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. אהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. 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 ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו, לעולם ועד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו, לעולם ועד. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. 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 ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וכשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. והיה
Continuing privately through the bottom of page 30.
וישמרו לכם פן לבבכם וסרתם לעבודכם. את השמיים לא יהיה מטר ועד הפעל. וכתבתם מזו ביתך ובישעריך למען ימיכם עמכם. לאבותיכם לתת להם כימי השמיים על הארץ. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וריתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריכם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם.
Continuing
now privately at the top of page 32. Amen. V'nala kol zot v'kayam aleinu. Hasam nafshenu.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ובני ישראל לכנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אליו. מלכותך אהובה לך, בוקע ים לפני משה, זה לי ענו ויאמרו. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כבנה לגוב גלו מי החזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל.
Amen. Join us together, page 33, Hashkivenu.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים. ושמור את צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום בידה בידונה. שלום ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים. ושמורתם אלוהים לשלום מעתה ועד עולם ופרוס על לשכת שלומך ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
We'll turn ahead to page 34 and join together as we sing Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. וביום השביעי שבת, שבת, ויהי נפש ביני ובין בני ישראל, ודהי לעולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל, ודהי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, לדורותם, ברית עולם.
If you're able to rise, we invite you to do so as we continue now with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 34, and then we'll have some time for our own quiet prayer and reflection. The Amidah begins on page 35.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ביעלמה דברה קירותי ואמרך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן. ישמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעלמי עמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו לילה, מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירן ביעלמה, ויאמרו אמן.
You're still davening, please continue. Those of you who've concluded can join with us as we sing Oseh Shalom, page 38.
Oseh Shalom במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומם ותעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל
We're going to turn ahead now to page 49 as we continue with Kiddush. If you're able to rise, we invite you to do so as we sanctify this Shabbat and bless the grape juice or very low alcohol sweet wine.
One second.
Which is exceedingly well plastic wrapped.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם ובורא פרי הגפן.
Amen.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידש מצוותיו ורצבנו בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים קיוונו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת אמן. לחיים.
L'chaim. If you're willing to remain standing for just a moment, I'm going to give you a very brief glimpse into the very scary brain that is your rabbi. So we are about to count the Omer, the 50-day period between the second night of Pesach and Shavuot. So what night of the week was the second Seder? It was a Saturday night, right? So Saturday night is 1, right? So if you're my brain, you think, okay, Saturday night, week 1 is day 8 on a Saturday night. Week 2 is day 15. Week 3 is day 22. 8, 15, 22. Tonight is the Friday before the end of the third week. I can't say what number it is, but that's how I'm 1, 15, 1, 8, 15, 22, minus 1. That's how I remember on Friday nights what night of the Omer we're counting. And we're going to count on page 55 together, the bracha, and then we're going to count because you know what 21 minus 1 is, don't you? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer hayom echad v'esrim yom shehem shlosha shavuot la'omer. Tonight is 21 days in our counting, marking 3 full weeks in the counting of the Omer. You too can have your brain do strange things around the Omer. And while we're standing, we'll just turn back to page 51 and do Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shaveach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה יוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. כזה בתור טוב יצא היום, על כן נקרא לך, נלהינים. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני, מלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו,
We invite those of you who are in the process of mourning or observing yahrzeit, and anyone watching on the Zoom who would want to put the name of a loved one you're remembering. If you're saying Kaddish, please feel free to put it in the chat. The Cantor can check for us. I want to just invite people to share names of those you're remembering. Okay, anyone on? So we ask God, who brings peace and comfort on high, to bring peace and comfort to those of you remembering your loved ones, and we'll join together now in the Kaddish, page 52. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Yalmad yivrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'gala u'vizman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevorach, li'olam omei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata. Damiran b'yalma v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemayim. V'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu. Ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru.
Amen.
We want to thank all of you who came out in the rain tonight to be with us and make sure we had a minyan. And we want to thank those watching on the Zoom. We want to thank Lisa and Tess for providing such beautiful music as they do so many Shabbatot with Chazan Agar on these Friday night services. I think next Friday we have an Israel musical Shabbat experience coming up, so we hope you'll join us next Friday night for that. A couple of important congregational events tomorrow morning. We are going to have a member of our community, Hank Alpert, talk a little bit about a recent memoir that he's published on being an identical twin and the story of the tragic death of his identical twin brother in his late 20s, and just reflecting on being a twin and having an identical twin. It should be a really interesting talk tomorrow. That's will be incorporated into Shabbat morning services beginning at 9:30. Anyone who wants to learn how to read Hebrew through the prayer book, Selma Rothman's offering an online Zoom class on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. You'll see the Cantors and my classes, as you always do, in the weekly email. We want to let you know that Sisterhood has a program this Wednesday evening via Zoom, learning about the stories of 100 refugees of the Shoah who came to New York from Italy. That's this Wednesday evening, I assume at 7:30. We have a wonderful Jewish studio project art program taking place at Beth Sholom a week, well actually Thursday, May 27th. That's a couple of Thursdays off. So if you want to release your inner artist, join us for the Jewish Studio Project on the 27th. Without further ado, we want to invite you to join with our musicians and our cantor and all of us singing together Adon Olam, page 54.
così violenta Diado Akipuki Betishan Beyaira Beviati Adonai Li Velohira Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Lisa and Tesh. Shabbat Shalom. Yasher Koach Chazan.
Yasher Koach, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. It's a crazy world out there. I'll tell ya.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome, beautiful.
Thank God for Shabbat.
Yeah. Fun to do harpsichord.
Oh, I know, I love it.
It sounded like a little piggy. Beatles, White Album.
That was lovely, lovely as always. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you
so
so much.
nice. Oh, thanks. I love the,
For my senior recital, I did
doesn't say.
Exactly.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah. Kavod, yeah.
guitar and harpsichord.
They did.
Who was his lute, mandolin concerto?
Yeah, yeah.
By the way, did anyone want some
It was fun. It was fun to have the
Yeah.
harpsichord.
It goes,
Look at this.
how does it go? It's in major, right?
Yes, indeed.